a very special guest, Esmee from West Palm Beach, Florida. Esmee has been in the insurance business for quite a journey. She's a reasonably successful person in whatever she does. And I'm super interested to know how she became so successful and what her secrets are. Let's put Esmee on the call right now. I'm new at this whole YouTube and share screening and all this technology, so I'm trying to figure out the various clicks. But Esmee will certainly show a lot of patience toward these because she's a very kind person. Esmee, hello, Esmee from West Palm. What part of West Palm Beach are you at?
Cypress Gardens, Palm Beach Gardens.
A little bit west, a little near the turnpike.
I would say it's on the west end, yes, West Palm Beach, Florida.
How long have you been in the insurance business?
I've been in the insurance business now for nearly a decade, 10 years. Back office experience for like about 30 years.
So you've been selling for just a couple of years.
For about nearly 10 years. Yes.
I get you. What I'm going to do, I'm a little bit new on this whole YouTube thing. So anyone on getting on these Zoom conference calls, you have to always be checking your settings. And since I'm using a different microphone than I normally use during my telephonic, I have to, in fact, to make it a little bit interesting for the people on the call, I will share screen right now so you can see what I'm doing. And I will click right here where it says devices and control panel. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right since this is relatively new. I'll click hardware and sound manage audio devices because this is something that I had problems with before. The speaker that I'm using right now is the microphone. It's a professional microphone from Blue Yeti, and it's right here. You see it going up and down. But I will click the properties. The problem I had before is it kept on going down to 18%, which is really weird. It's something I can't figure out. So I'll move. In fact, what I will do just to make it easier, I'll go over to the headset. This way I know it works and it doesn't go from loud to soft. And we'll figure this one out. But I'll click here. I'll click here to this settings. I'll move it right over to microphone, switch it over to my telephone. Headset earphone, which is Jabra. And I know this works well. So this way I can get rid of this whole contraption in front of me. Okay, I believe this way we're doing this, Esmee, will definitely be more stable because I have a feeling this will be an interesting conversation, and I'd hate to have something go wrong on a technical standpoint. I will flip this away from screen sharing so we could see Esmee a little bit more on the clear side. Esmee, so you've been doing you were in the back. What do you mean by you were in the back end of insurance?
Well, I was mostly in constructions. So I work for like Chili's, do jobs, audit job, like maintenance, property preservation. So in that, I would have to have contractors to get subcontractors on the job for tilers. So I have to make sure that they workers come, their insurance, business insurance, all that has to be, in accordance with the law. That was the job.
So Esmee, from day one, you were always the girl in charge to some extent.
That is correct. Yes.
So one of the basics of the basics of the insurance industry is getting in front of someone and closing a deal. If you're good at that particular skill set, you make about $1,000 on every deal you close. Let's say you close 2 deals, 1 deal a day, 5 days a week. That's $5,000 a week. You could times that by the number of weeks in a year. You're up to $250,000, almost like a baseball player, which is a pretty good way. Baseball players can only work, from age 25 to 30. Very short career, but if you're good at that skill set, that could continue for a long time to come. I would imagine anyone who's good at that skill set can get into this business and immediately make a splash. So I suppose that is what was going through your head when you decided to switch careers?
No, when to be honest, when I started, why I switched careers was because I found out that there was some discrepancies. I found out that there was options, there was better plan options instead of paying this. It was all for money. The insurance, you could get a better insurance for less payments per month. And the business that you were working for did not see that it's all about profits, profit for the company. And I'm in it for intrinsic value, because it's hard for me to see that there's something here for $20, knowing what your budget is and can afford, and sell you something that is not within your reach. So my ethical qualities could never let me do that when I know different. So that is how I branch out and started my own company. So I'm an independent broker. So I go through 20, 30, 40 different carriers to find you a plan that fits your need within your budget, and that cover all that you need to be
W-
covered.
what are you primarily selling? Hey, whose microphone is bad? Is that my phone or yours?
Well, it's not, I don't know about mine. Mine is pretty quiet here.
So you're saying I messed up technically. Very nice. Disable. Very nice. Okay, I did disable something on my recording. Let me, and that may have solved it, because when you have two, well, the issue that I'm going through on this whole microphone, that the volume goes down from the YouTube videos that I've looked at, it's when you have multiple items on your computer and they lower it to compensate or something to that. So that's really what causes a lot of the issues.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you mentioned you're working for multiple companies, dozens of companies. What part of the business are you at? What are you selling?
Right now, what I'm selling right now, I'm in commercial lines and individual. So personal lines, commercial lines, whatever insurance you want, I will cover it, because I'm in finding competitive prices.
Uh,
So
so you
I am,
so you're doing the PNC primarily.
yes. Well, primarily, I, yes, say yes, I will do. But today, I wouldn't say anything is primary. It's just anytime, anything you come at my table, I take care of it.
I get you. Okay,
I do
a
not turn
lot of
anybody away.
okay. I know a lot of younger people come into this business that are not really they're all gung ho about becoming millionaires, but it really takes us a discipline to wake up in the morning without a boss, and to get that one or two sales every day, and to set up the infrastructure and the system to cause that to happen. I suppose if you're in business, you've set up that infrastructure where you're getting business on a regular basis.
Well, as a single mom, I raised three kids by myself, and in what I taught myself is get yourself on a schedule, get yourself on a schedule, and get yourself a goal. Every day you set a goal for yourself, something that you need to complete. And the first thing I complete every day is a prayer, because I give thanks to the Most High for what He has done for me, rising up and spreading my bed. So once I spread my bed, I'm like, yes, I'm raring to go. So it is, you have completed something to start your day, and then in the moving forward. And my children are my biggest motivation, because I have grandkids, and everything I do, they are my boss there that I'm working at. So again, it's best to have a goal, what you're aiming for every day. Set something for yourself to surpass.
Esme, is this my microphone? Terrific. I switched my microphone. It's still bad. I notice it's my microphone. That's like the craziest thing in the world.
What sound is it making? Because you're sounding pretty clear from here.
Okay. If you say I sound clear, I sound clear. Let me see
Yeah.
what's on this other. Actually, yeah, it sounds pretty clear. Okay, we are good in that regard. So you've got, in your office is out of your house.
Presently, yes, I moved back in the October, but I finally made the big move in March, about 2 or 3 months ago.
And where were you working before?
I was working in the city of Palm Beach. My office was in Palm Beach Gardens in West Palm Beach. But right now I'm at my home and the outskirt of Loxahatchee because we gave up the house in Bocap. So I'm in the
I got
country,
you. About
resin back. Quiet out
okay.
here.
So you probably know we've been speaking for quite a long time. My company has nothing to do with property and casualty contracts. I suppose you've sorted that out elsewhere. Property and casualty is I really don't know much about it, but I suppose that's an industry where you do have multiple 20, 30, 40 different carriers that people work with. Uh,
That's
when it comes to life insurance in particular, uh, I've noticed that the most successful agents out there, I'll just call it New York lifestyle. The song that was very popular a couple of years ago, Gangnam Style, from Korea, they had a style of singing and dancing.
yeah,
I'll,
yeah, but
I'll call this New York lifestyle. Those are what I've noticed are the most successful life insurance agents out there. Specifically, what they do is they wake up in the morning, they learn, they've already spent the quite a few weeks learning the product line. Then they present illustrations to their 200 friends and family. These illustrations show a tax deferred whole life that as a retirement plan where the money turns into a tax deferred, then eventually tax free income. And they and these are among the most successful insurance agents out there. A lot of the people that are spending time on YouTube, a lot of the people that sign up for free insurance agent websites, which are the people that I meet. You could imagine this system has over 13,000 people that signed up over the past couple of years. I hate to say it, but my company specializes in agents that are looking for free stuff, as opposed to agents that wake up in the morning and go to work and pulling that $2,000 to $3,000 every week. So, but my company is providing a needed benefit, and I don't believe there's a need in the life insurance business to represent more than just a couple of insurance companies. It just makes it too confusing. But I guess the property and casualty is something different. Is that correct in a
well,
way?
but I wouldn't. Yes, it is different, but it's quite a bit the same because since when I signed up on NAIP, I got with your guys and I found out home life with it pays more, that life insurance policy. So once you have that as a tax deferred plan with the PC, like you're covering your home and everything with that in that life insurance, once I initiate that, that is like an open door. Am I making sense?
A little bit, Esmee. Well, you do have your accent. Where's your accent from?
Oh, I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Jamaica, man.
Okay, so that's how they speak. I guess if we were in
No,
Jamaica, what
you
you were
guys
trying to
always put the mon on it. Oh, you're from Jamaica, mon. I don't know why you do the mon thing. It's I'm from Jamaica. Well,
that's
one,
it.
you know what I mean?
That,
Yeah,
that's all it is. Okay, so we're good. But there in South Florida, there's quite a few people from Jamaica, so we are familiar with this accent.
yeah.
It's not something new. Uh, so you realize that right at the bottom of the caption it says there's a mention of let's get your free forever NAPE website on your own domain name. I suppose you've done that already. Is that correct, Esmee?
That is correct. And I've tried to initiate it and introduce it with others like, hey, I can bring you somewhere where you get your free website. They're like, yeah, right.
I'm not sure you've noticed this, but we've spent a lot of time and effort really improving this system where I could finally say that it's better than anything out there. I know I send a lot of people to GoDaddy because when you go into GoDaddy initially, there's a 99 cents or a $5 coupon code for the domain name. Afterwards, it pops up to $10 during that contract. New contract, it'll become $18. At that point, I recommend people to switch over to Cloudflare. The link is on naip.org/buy domain. You could see it there. GoDaddy, which is a big fish in this business, also has a website builder. And recently, an agent gave me their username and password. I went in there. I noticed that what we're offering is substantially better. And if you couple that with the quote engines that we're offering, it makes it a like no really easy to figure out what is the superior website. This particular woman was switching from GoDaddy. GoDaddy charges $15 a month. What my company does is we tell you, hey, it's $14.99 to get rid of advertisements on the website. Little ads we put on there, quite a few people I am grateful that have subscribed to get rid of those advertisements. But if you ever sell through us in the future, I'll refund whatever you spent on money. Or if you're making money, if you're making sales on a regular basis, you input that sale in the back office. The ad never disappears. You don't have to subscribe to anything. So I'm really satisfied with my programmer that he's provided a website which is superior to what GoDaddy website builder has done. And they don't tell you, hey, we'll give you quote engines. They don't say, hey, if you make sales through us, we'll give you the money back. That's really our business plan. But what we're really getting this towards, this is the end game. The end game is that people like yourself who are personable, they cut to the chase. They're the boss when they go in the room. That you say to your clients, you see my website, especially that we have video at the top. I'm not sure if you implemented that. It's a recent implementation for my computer programmer where there's video at the top, as well as the slider header. You could input up to 4 images at the top, but especially the video. If you take a video of yourself like this, I have a camera, you flip the phone to the side, you take a video of yourself looking all professional. It could be just you smiling and being happy. These videos really should be 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. If you show this to a plumber, an electrician, a building trade professional, they will be extremely happy. There are laws about incentive-based marketing in the state of Florida. I believe you're not allowed to give someone something that has over $100 value to get in the door. There's no regulations whatsoever on what you could give them for a referral. The value of these websites are somewhat ambiguous. For me, there's no cost when additional people use it. Just that's why we're giving it away for free, and we're just putting these little ads on the website after 25 hits. But ideally, what we're looking for, Esmee, I'm not sure you know this, is we're looking for people like yourself who are the boss when they walk into the room. These plumbers, these electricians, these building trade people have no idea how to do anything. I've been dealing with insurance agents for the past couple of years. And the insurance agents, to my knowledge now, really the vast majority have no idea what they're doing as well. So you can imagine a guy who physically works during the day who's tired, expecting this guy to do something well when a guy who takes a 40-hour insurance course doesn't do it well. It's not really an accurate assumption. So you could give these websites to business owners, and these people will love you. If you're selling these big PNC type of entities, these big cases, insure a condominium, it could be the president of the condo association, fixes something. Like 15-20% of everyone walking down the street owns a business. If you could set up these websites for people, you could give them expert advice on putting the website on their own domain name, doing the proper steps to move up the search engine. Believe me, if you're selling these people something that you're making money, you're not going to give them advice. You're going to do it for them. They'll get
Absolutely.
that. They'll get that Google Local. You'll tell them about Google Local. You won't even tell them. You'll fill it out for them. They'll get a postcard to their home office or wherever they work. You'll ask them for the code. They'll give you that secret code that they got from Google Local, and you're the boss. These people are completely dependent on you once this happens. And you can literally make a fortune if you have enough. If you become known in the local community as the go-to girl who provides these valuable services, life will be good. But I have to mention, it's all based on the video. The slider header in the video is what makes it happen. The cameras that we're carrying in our pocket today are much more powerful than anything that was ever in the past. You could make professional photographs with these cameras. The slider header takes up to 4 images. Upload, it looks really nice, but there's nothing like video. And if you could implement that, and right now we don't have it as a white label system. White label means a when someone fills out a form on this plumber's website, he's going to get an email from me that will say at the bottom, I'd like you to contract for XYZ insurance company to have a link. What the only company we're putting a link to is the major final expense company, but business owners don't buy final expense. They would be more into that top 5 mutual life insurance company that we're pushing, and I am not allowed to name that online or commission levels online, so that's definitely a good thing. I would say in another 3 months, we're turning this over into a white label system. So all those plumbers and electricians will be transferred to a different domain, which won't be naaip.org, and you'll be able to write out the email, which is the auto respond that they get when someone fills out a form on their website. So that's really where we're going. If you're wondering why the quality of what we're offering is so high, and we're that is the reason, because ideally you're going to have hundreds or thousands of insurance agents given these websites to hundreds and hundreds of businesses throughout the United States. So that's where we're scaling this to. I've seen the GoDaddy stuff, which hypothetically people could do. They're costing $15 a month. Ours is better than theirs now. If you go to a web designer, if you click and you Google the word financial advisor website, you will notice that companies are charging between $100 and $300 a month. The quality of what they're offering is not as good as ours. I could go there now, but you may have seen that yourself. So, but we're giving this to you, and we're almost in beta. The reason I call this beta is because we're not done. You could imagine if someone could wake up in the morning and give away dozens of websites to various local businesses, they will
Right.
be they will be pretty popular in the local community. And that's something you could do. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You could do that today. And it's the wrap, it's the sales pitch. And it only you've been into your password protected back office. This thing takes 5 or 10 minutes to set up. That's all it takes. So hopefully this will occur, because this is a beautiful, beautiful way to make a living. Everyone and his sister is always talking about leads. I need leads. I need leads. If we click around to naip.org, which I'm doing right now, I'm not on screen share, but maybe I'll move it over. At the very top, there is a click there that says the word leads. You're more than welcome to look at this page, which is a Wikipedia of lead generation. You can look at this page. It's a Wikipedia. But I have to tell you, there's nothing out there like incentive-based marketing. And there's nothing like helping a business owner to fundamentally change the quality of his life and the amount of customers coming in. And that's really where what I'm hoping people do. You can imagine, Esmee, this is a super valuable tool to anyone in business. We're not going to be giving this away in these super high contracts with these major insurance companies forever. This is almost a once in a lifetime opportunity that you've got us on the ground floor. And hopefully you will take advantage of it. This is I'm doing screen sharing right now. This is our page about lead generation. Leads cost money. We've got sprinkled on this page about $8 live transfer leads. You've got postcard companies, you've got everything, but there's nothing like referrals right here. Referrals is a big deal. This is a pretty big paragraph of multiple venues to get referrals. Right below that, it mentions incentive-based marketing. Click here and there. You give something to someone that causes them to really like you. And if you give that thing that's super valuable to them but doesn't cost you money, you have a good business. Esmee, you know this is a tough business. Everyone knows this is a tough business. You are suitable for this business. The vast majority that come into this business are not suitable. They're completely not suitable. When we do get to this white label system, our system is for someone like you who is suitable. You tell that unsuitable person, hey, I'll give you a free website. The companies that we set you up with, you're at the highest level, 120%, 125%. And you could easily give those people coming in 80%, 70%, 60%. You couple that with the free website, and these people will be your friend. And everyone, when they come into this business, has at least 5, 6, 7, 10 people they could sell insurance to when they first get that license. They drop out of the business afterwards. But in the meantime, they've made 10 sales, but they could only make those 10 sales with you. Me won't help. They need you, and that's why we have to develop this as an incentive-based marketing program with you in charge and not me in charge, because only you could hold that person's hand and say, Mr. Smith, you personally, you're not going to say to them, I know, Mr. Smith, I know you're not suitable for this business. I know you won't be doing this in 2 years, but in the meantime, let's sell insurance to your family members. But that's really what's going through the back of your head. But someone has to implement that selling of these family members. I know that's a little brutally honest, but that's really what this business is. And Esmee, I just said some radical stuff that you won't hear anyone else say. Am I completely off base, or I'm right on target?
You're just blatantly honest, and that is an outspoken. You
So
don't cut any corners, that's for sure. But what you're saying is facts of the matter.
it's like you're in a business that 90% of the people don't stick around. It's like, what the flying heck? It's like, it means 90% of the people have not only wasted their time, but they've lost money doing it. There are other techniques out there where they come into these marketing companies where they try to they don't try, oftentimes they succeed in emptying out their bank accounts, selling them leads. Imagine spending thousands of dollars on leads when they don't know the product, that they're not good at sales or anything. And that's what these multi-level marketing companies are doing. I can tell you these multi-level marketing companies are specifically targeting the major metropolitan areas in immigrant communities. And we know where immigrant communities are. It's Miami, California, Texas. They're getting these people to get all excited about being a licensed insurance agent, which is a 40-hour course. Immediately afterwards, it's supposed to be the manager who holds their hand and gets their family members to buy those 5 to 10 sales. But oftentimes these marketing companies are not well set up where even the managers are qualified to help them close the deal. So Esmee, in essence, we're looking for a system where you could easily grab those folks that would be going to these other multi-level marketing outfits with a bonus, such as website lead system. These alternative lead systems always exist of purchasing postcards and Facebook. They're not going anywhere. As I mentioned before, I was flipping over before to our encyclopedia of lead generation. There's nothing else out there on lead generation besides what's on this page. So your job as an insurance agent is to get I'm not saying you personally, but a person's job is to get in front of people and to close deals. Anything you could possibly know about leads, or which is getting in front of people. I suppose based on someone having the proper personality for this type of job, the skill set, closing deals is second nature. And and hopefully, I did mention we are at the tail end of this project. I just hired a new programmer to build a CRM, which is not very hard to do because this whole website system is based on databases anyways. It's just taking those databases and hooking them up to do an additional task. We will be putting a last will and testament at the bottom of every website, but you don't have to wait for us. At the very bottom of naaip.org or any of our sub pages, there is a bunch of buttons that say the word sales tools. last will and testament, free will, be a digital agent. You could certainly click that and become a notary public. I suppose with all these licenses you have, uh, are you a notary public?
Yes, I am. Online is on site.
Excellent. Uh, oh, you could be a notary public online.
I am a Notary Republic online. Yes, yes, you can.
I
That
didn't
you
even know that.
you
Is that a?
have this website where you can sign your signature through. Yeah, you send it through like DocuSign thing, something like that.
I see. So, is there a specific company that does that?
There is multiple that I can go through, but yes, I go through a specific company. I just signed up with them. You send your document, and I go through them.
Oh, I see. So everything is available. So really,
Everything.
on the life insurance, well, people need experts. That's what it comes down to. Like you are an expert on on what you do, and you're always curious and trying to do stuff better, which a lot of people are not in that situation. So eventually, Esmee, you may or may not know, I would love to get out of this direct contracting of insurance agent business. Right now, we're offering these game-changing good commissions or super high commissions. At a certain point, that will end. I suppose it will end as soon as we build that level where I could send new agents to XYZ, uh, where I could send XYZ new agent coming in to recruiter, trainer, office manager in XYZ city. It's not, it's, and I believe someone like yourself would be much more successful than myself of causing that agent to sell policies to 5 or 10 of their family members, which is something I could not do. Just to let you know, right now I'm not on screen sharing. Since I've been attempting to do this YouTube thing the last couple of weeks, there's a definite lesser amount of people signing up because everything takes time and effort. And I'll just, normally I was getting 10, 12, 15 people signing up every day. The last couple of weeks, it's a definite lower number. But, eventually we'll get back to that 10 or 15 people every day because this system is designed to get a market share, a percentage of everyone in America who sells insurance. So Esmee, let's get this back to you. So you wake up in the morning, and how much do you make on every sale what's your average commission on every sale you make?
I rather not say.
I mean, on the property and casualty, what is it on property and casualty? I don't know.
Well,
Not you,
it's
but
not.
someone
Well,
else.
what I try not to do is to say that when with my company is I take care of the whole shebang. You want your house, you need your car, you need your life insurance. I secure your family. So if you're an individual and your family is the most important thing to do and you need them protected, that's what I do. I preserve your property, I preserve your life insurance, and even right now I've just made a partnership with another company, and what they do is that you send all your bills to them that you have, and if they find, they will negotiate it with your telephone bill person, your electrical, but not for Florida in the electrical and water bill, but any states, from because the electricity here is not regulated yet, but in other states they are. So when you send your stuff to this company, they will try to negotiate and bring your bill down to a minimum.
So
It's
you're
$0. It's
so
$0 for this company. So my company does everything to cut you costs in every aspect. That's why I joined NAIP. You guys
I
are
get that.
looking great.
Okay, let me see where the volume is a little bit weird. This is the first time this ever happened, by the way. So sound playback I'm looking at. In fact, I'll go to screen share right now so you can see this weird stuff I'm going through. Share. I click control panel, sounds, manage audio devices. If I speak. Okay, this is playback. But if I speak, the only one is showing. Esmee, could you say something? Say something sweet to me.
How are you doing today, my handsome
Oh,
man friend?
that was so sweet. I noticed only one thing went up.
That's what I say to my son when he says, "Say something, mom. How do I look?"
Okay, I'll solve this later. Eventually, I'll have to get a new computer and get a similar to what Steven Spielberg did. He was not the only guy who made his movies. I'm sure someone else was involved.
Absolutely.
Let's get off the screen share again. Uh, okay, so Esmee, we're basically counting on you to make this happen. So what makes more money, property and casualty or life insurance?
I would say life insurance, but as I said, I'm not in here. It's not that I don't want to make money, but I find out when serving other, I feel better serving other people. I find out when I can get a text like, "Oh, Esme, you did so great. You know, I saved this amount, or you did this for me, and I thought I would have to pay that, or I can't believe that I was paying all of that and I couldn't afford it." And that is what matters to me. So
Really,
22, thank you.
similar to what an attorney does. They have all your stuff. They're the family attorney for like some, certain amount of people. I guess that's where you're aiming for. Since you have all these licenses and you have the notary public, you've recently figured out how to save people money on their electric and phone bill. You are the go-to girl for everything.
I got you
Especially,
covered. Being a single mom with 3 kids with nobody to go to, I
so
learned it's best to, I had to go to myself, and so I got resourceful. And there is so much out there that can help people, and I'm telling you, there's help there and people out there that care enough to say here's an helping hand, without, just like you're giving away your free websites. And it was awesome because when I heard about that free website from NAIP, I said, oh, this is a crap. I stand on with you guys for 1 year and thought, yeah, I'm waiting on you to take it back, and then it was
no,
still there.
we're
Nothing
not going to
happened.
wait. Our
Nothing.
bu- our business
And then
plan.
I know that it's free for real. These people are legit. It's been a year since I have nearly a year. I have this website and there's no strings. And I'm like,
Well,
really?
well, you have to realize the reason really is there's a tremendous amount. The insurance companies are willing to pay a tremendous bonus to marketing companies to bring in agents. You may have been driving down the highway to Fort Lauderdale, Cypress Creek Road, big sign on the right side, big buildings that says New York Life.
Mhm.
Rent is not cheap. They're paying a fortune for rent.
I
They're paying
know.
a fortune for the office manager, the recruiters, and all those people. Nowadays, if anyone wants to be successful in the life insurance business, which my company has the top contracts with the top carriers, all you have to do is get in front of your computer,
Get
spend
away.
a week or two learning the product line from A to Z, which is exactly what New York Life has their agents do when they first come in. You spend a week or two learning every aspect of the products. You pivot from one product to another product. You write out a list of 50, not 50. I was telling people you write out a list of 15 to 20 of your relatives a few weeks ago. Then someone came on this call who's from New York Life, and he says you write out a list of 200 people. 200 people. He also mentioned items such as the illustrations sell themselves. From a mutual insurance company, the illustrations on whole life, because of the dividends and being a mutual owned by the policyholder company, those interest rates are between 5 and 6%. You show someone, if someone's going to buy life insurance, per se, you're going to spend, $400, let's say $500 a year on life insurance, 1,000 a year. You might as well put extra money in it that grows on a tax deferred, then eventually tax free basis, which becomes your pension plan. And that's exactly what New York Life trains their agents to do. You don't need a manager. You don't need a brick and mortar office. You don't need to go to these daily meetings. Instead of you being at 55% commission when an agent starts at New York Life, through naip.org, you start at 100%. That's a big incentive, to go through us and not through them. You couple that with the number
Absolutely.
one.
I was going, you're absolutely right, because I can verify that, because when I started my company and stuff, they reach out to me, one of their partners or somebody, to join New York Life. And as I'm doing with you now, I set up an interview with them, and there's no way I couldn't let them walk away with 50% of my money. 55,
Right, right. the one thing they do is
And
they
you have to
physically.
get your own people in, and
Right,
they
it's
do
all you.
everything.
It's literally, but for young people coming in. But
Oh, it's great.
The good thing about New York Life is they force you to work. But all they're doing is forcing you to learn their product. Immediately afterwards, write out a list of your 200 favorite relatives and friends. That's the training. It's nothing more than that. And then when you get those 200 people, you're supposed to go to. I'll flip over to our lead page. Let me click where it says screen share first. Screen share so everyone can see. We click here to nape.org/lead services. They'll have lectures or coaching how to get referrals, but it's all right here. Read this paragraph. You've got the lead. If I'm missing anything on this referral paragraph, please tell me. They're going to tell you about leads which New York Life agents don't buy. They definitely concentrate on those first 200 people in their warm market. Uh, but you click over to incentive-based marketing. Always be thinking about what you could give to your friends and relatives and your prospective clients. If it's your basic knowledge on moving up the search engine, which would be attained by clicking the word domains, you'll watch a 13-minute video. You'll know more about website search engine optimization than really you need to know. It's all the information is there. It's not a very difficult profession. So hopefully this is a better system than New York Life. If you're into the final expense market, which I do not recommend people to take too seriously, most of those final expense recruiting companies are really just lead sellers. That's all they are lead sellers. They're direct mail postcard sellers. And if you're into that, we will get you right from the get-go these top-notch commissions from a major final expense company. You have a couple of these final expense lead. They're listed here. You got one called. They're listed here. You got Olga Brown. You get a discount, or you call a Marva. There's another one called Ken. You speak to these people. They'll do postcards for you. But definitely harken back like everything else. It's the referrals and the incentive-based marketing, specifically for if you're dealing with lower income, unsophisticated older people. It's a lot easier to give those people something. They'll probably like you a lot more than you give stuff to poor people. They're going to like you more than giving stuff to rich people. If you want to give something to a rich person, it has to be a decent gift. But a poorer person, it does not take much. We do mention here something about throw a pizza party at your appointment's house. They will invite their friends and relatives. Everyone loves a party, but definitely read this paragraph about referrals. Read this paragraph about incentive-based marketings. Primarily, it's final expense. We're talking about a concierge service in a last will and testament, and that's really what works well. Let me click over to what else we want to talk about. I should mention I've been on this call for so many minutes, for 45 minutes today. I do thank you for all being here. If there's anything I could do to help anyone on this call make money, I certainly appreciate it. We do have Esmee back here. Hi, Esmee. Where have you been my entire life? Okay, now I hear your volume. Okay, we are good.
Okay.
So Esmee, so you're doing a little bit of everything. You're almost trying to be a concierge service to people that you're in the know with.
Absolutely. I
So
want
I
to
would
make. Yes.
so that's what you're doing. You have a little bit, you have a lot of knowledge to help especially in Palm Beach County, people that have Jamaican accents. We're talking about even people without Jamaican accents. It seems like everyone's coming from someplace else. And that's those are the people that I guess more so need some sort of concierge service.
I guess because there's an influx now of people moving in to Florida,
Right.
and
Well, there always has been. There's always has
well,
been. This is not a
there's
new
a big
phenomenon.
increase now given the COVID and the tax laws. that's branching all over the nation. So I guess that's one part of it
And
for the
and
editors.
something about that intercontinental planes that are traveling pretty fast. You don't have to hop on a boat for 3 months to go place. You hop on a plane, you're there,
Which is right.
which has happened in the last couple of decades. So
But
what I'd like you to do, Esmee, is definitely add this website system to your incentive, to your concierge service. And I have to reiterate, I've looked at these websites from GoDaddy and other companies that are charging $15 a month. Ours are better specifically because of the video. Even without the video, they're probably better. But you couple that with the video at the top, it makes it no contest. What makes a website special for a business owner is what's at the very top. And if you could get multiple businesses with them, let's say a plumber, the guy's carrying a toolbox, he's standing in front of his van, he's smiling and being all happy. You make that a 10-second video, you put it at the top of his website, you flip over. Let me just go here myself. I will share my screen. I'm sharing my screen right now. We're in Joe Agent's website. We've got multiple templates. Right now we have 6 templates. We will be flipping this to 10 templates very shortly. Let me see if I log in through Gmail. It's a little bit easier for me since I only have to click.
I have 15 more minutes before I have to go.
Okay, we are good. So I just want you to know, Esmee, if you click around the password protected back office, we got multiple templates. When I'm encouraging you to put these websites on your customers, set up their websites, we're not talking about more than 15 or 20 minutes of work. That's all it takes.
Okay, I'm going to have this as an added incentive for my clients as well for the free website. It's
Right.
really good.
And right, I'll mention a couple of other things. We are setting up, there will be a system when you set up these websites similar to what we've done, is you'll give these websites to your clients. And let's say these people do not play ball with you. Like you'll say, I'm giving you a website, but nothing's happening. Like you promised that you'll do something, but nothing's happening. We will have something programmatically where you'll be able to put an ad on that person's website. That's what it's going to be. That's where it's going. So you'll say, hey, free website, free website, free website. Big ad pops up, or it could, we put a very relatively small ad, but for insurance agents like yourself, we'll put a small ad and you'll control that ad. It's a skill set that can build any business into a powerhouse.
We have to talk more about that part.
It's not really, it's the implementation that matters. So in the meantime, what you should do is get as many businesses as humanly possible set up with this. You'll concentrate on the products that we are encouraging people to sell, namely that top 5 mutual life insurance company that you start at these incredibly high commission levels. These are in illustrations. These products are sold via illustration. You should. I see in the password protected back office of the top 5 life insurance company that a lot of people are selling term life, but term life you can't make money on. It's the retirement planning that pulls in the dollars. And that's really
that's
where
what people are interested in right now. Something that if any push come to shove, they can borrow from it, because many are turning right now to their plan that they have, their retirement plan, or most of their insurance plan, to borrow from it, given what hardship they're going through right now.
Right. Well, they're always going through hardship, but these people have to save. These mutual life insurance companies are paying between 5 and 6% interest. So on a long-term basis, if people are saving money on a tax-deferred basis, tax-deferred that's growing at that clip, it eventually becomes a decent chunk of change. And that's where financial planners and salespeople make money. No one makes money on term life. No one really makes that much money on final expense, dealing with people that are broke and to putting the body in the ground. The New York Life, what they're doing is they're emptying out they're not emptying out people's bank accounts, but they are getting five, six, $700 a month off every client, and that's really what the skill set is.
And that's not even it, because my aunt right now, she had her term life. I think, I don't remember. I don't want to lie. I don't remember. It was 20 or 30 years, but now it's reached its peak. Now it's gone, and I'm asking her, what you gonna do? You gonna send it over or whatever? Because we were talking about it the other day, and she said, I have no life insurance whatsoever because the
Right,
term life
she's
is going up,
right,
and
it
there was no
expired.
way like that one could have brought over to exchange to a whole life or bring any payment. It's gone.
Right, it's gone. It's gone. Well, it's not really. So the only thing is, if you look at the numbers, if you're going to buy life insurance, you might as well put that extra money in that's accruing at 5, 6, 7% interest. That's all it
That's
is.
what
That's the
that's
whole
what
stuff.
I believe.
And,
Absolutely.
and and that demands a salesperson. That cannot be explained telephonically. It cannot be explained from a call center. It has to be similar to what New York Life is doing. You write out the list of your 200 favorite relatives and friends. Those 200 people send you to another 200, and you make three, four, $5,000 of every client, and that pays the bills. And that's how life insurance becomes profitable for the salesperson. If one is depending on selling, you know, are you planning on dying in the next 20 years? That's a hard sell, and it doesn't pay so much money anyways because it's a relatively small premium. Okay,
Absolutely. I have to agree, even though you put it like that, but it's true.
okay, Esme, you gotta get going in the next couple of minutes. You are very busy. You're raising a bunch of kids, plus you're building
I have raised them already. My baby is 25 years old.
does he come back to do laundry?
Yeah, he
Okay, so you,
better, because I have to feed him. He's so thin. You got to eat mama's dinner. You have to come home for dinner now and then.
I guess so. He does come over once in a while. That's good. It's
Yeah,
good. It's good. We live in a place where everyone moves to, as opposed to what could happen, where a bad decision. Ooh, I moved to a country and all my kids left.
oh no, my kids and I, they're my best friends. I spent even the Mother's Day at my daughter, and she just buy me this expensive 12 Pro. I don't even know where it is. I'm like, why? She
I
said,
get
Mom,
you.
you deserve it. So
Okay,
yeah.
we are good. Okay, so as me, so you got that good phone. So
For
you're
Mother's Day, yeah. So yeah, my daughters, they're all great kids. They're great. I'm
so
so glad.
you're on top of the world. Everything is good. I'm glad to hear that. Esme, we'll speak again. I'm hoping and praying, just like you're hoping and praying that these three kids you have, everything continues to be good. I'm hoping and praying that you use our website system at that incentive based marketing concierge service that you're setting up, and everything will be good.
Definitely, and thank you so much for having me, David. You're doing a great job in what you're doing. Be
I-
blessed, you and yours.
I'll see you then. Take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All my friends, Esme was a very special guest. She was very happy that she met us multiple months ago. I do thank my friends and family on YouTube. I definitely want you to subscribe, tell others about the show. I did send out an email blast this morning, which specifically mentioned my inner being wants to be a star. The only way that can happen in the year 2021 is via YouTube. So I'm really counting on you. The website that we're offering is really just a ruse to make myself a star. Hopefully it occurs eventually. I don't want to say 2021 or 22, but if you do stick at the same task 6 days a week, Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you do this enough, you eventually get good at anything. And I suppose uh, I'll get good at YouTube, and the technology speaks for itself. I will share screen. I try to flip over to show you that password protected back office. Let me go into there to see what the heck it says. naip.org. I am logging in. I had some problems logging in before because I'm using a different browser. But you're going to see how easy this is. This is definitely worthy of making me a star. If I don't be so blunt. If I can't make this a big company, that is pretty bad. I am doing I will do screen share right now. Here's a back office. Welcome back, Jack Agent. Templates, profile settings. Let's do templates. Right now we have 6 templates. We are moving this to another 4 is coming up. But these are clean templates that they're specifically designed for people that sell insurance because of the quote engine. Because of the quote engines, you could easily get rid of these quote engines. You could change this header image at the top to something else. Let's click where it says edit your site, where it's going to take us to the page itself. Change backer. This is what I was begging and pleading for Esmee to do, which was to put a video header. We click over to video header. We made 3 pages of these videos for you. There's 9 on each page, so there's 27. I like these videos so much. I told my programmer to get more. We will have another 60 videos in a few weeks, maybe even before a few weeks. You could upload your own, but there's nothing like uploading your own video. The second alternative would be to have a slider header where you have 4 images sliding one to another. That looks very pretty as well. If you offer this to any plumber, electrician, any business owner, these people are really going to love you. It's not very hard to get rid of these quote engines. Click, 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 quote widgets. Very easy. You see it says shall be enabled. No. It gets rid of the quotes in a millisecond. Quote engine position. Enable, disable. There's no more quote engines in a millisecond. So people on this, if you are a financial salesperson and you're on this call, please take advantage of this offer. It's unprecedented. It's based on the rules of human nature. If you give someone something and that's super valuable to them, that doesn't cost you any money, you will become well-known and popular, and you will make money. Even if you're not suitable for this job, which I did speak about to Esmee about earlier, if you make 5, 10, or 15, if you've got some superior lead generation technique or superior skill set, you will inevitably make more sales than if you did not have that. If anyone is interested, you could always sign up for naaip.org, but make sure you follow up by choosing a template, putting the website on your own domain name, looking at that 13-minute video, which describes how to move up the search engine, and you're one step closer to succeeding than just about anyone else in this business. I do thank you for being here. I will be here tomorrow. That's Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I will be here on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. Have a terrific rest of the day.